Alright guys, welcome back to the Trailbound channel, and we are at Last Dog Standing in Glen Helen, California. They're starting us off 30 seconds apart and one rider at a time. Pretty cool start, so you just get to do kind of a sprint enduro thing. Oh, clip the handguards. So you start the course off with just pinning it up this hill. They send you right on a fire road. Not too stoked about this. This is way faster than I want to be riding. I'm racing hard enduro because I want to ride hard stuff, and this is definitely looking like a really fast kind of sprint or hare scramble type of race for at least this qualifier. So this qualifier is supposed to be pretty short. It's only, I don't know, a couple miles, 8 miles or something. But you can see we're just pinning it through all these sections. It's pretty dusty out here in Southern California, but I just got my suspension done by Deja Suspension in Montana, and the bike's hooking up pretty good on these kind of flat fire roads, not sliding out too much. These downhills are pretty cool, just zipping down them. Alright, so we're finally dropping in to some single track, and this is just super tight, lots of bushes, got a nice rut going, just your standard kind of Central Coast, SoCal type of single track here. So you can see I caught up to Aaron here because the guy in front of him, he caught up to them, and then now we're already in a bottleneck. So we start to squeeze by, and they call us off because I guess someone crashed. So we're like, okay, we'll just sit in the bottleneck here. It looked wide enough to get by, but yeah. So we are at the infamous little stick bridge thing. I don't know what they call that, but that is going to be a problem all weekend on this multi-race, because people seem to like to slide off that thing. It's a little sketchy. I mean, it's pretty basic, but if you're racing and you're not thinking straight, you could definitely fly off that thing. So now we're wrapping through this like sand section, kind of cool. I see opportunity to pass here. And Aaron just shuts me down. He's been hitting all the races, so we know each other, we're buddies. And he just wasn't having that inside pass on me. He gunned it, and I went down because of it, but just got to get back up and get after it again. Hopefully he can get by right here. Nice wide section, that's an easy pass. But we're dropping back into some single track again, so it's pretty much impossible to pass in these things. You kind of just have to go with it and wait till kind of a wider section to get by. So I'm giving her the old gas, asking to move by. Not trying to be a dick, just, you know, we're both moving at a faster pace, so just trying to make a clean pass, let them know that we're behind them. And usually people are cool about letting you go by until you kind of get into the higher classes, and then I think they're rubbing elbows more. But at that point, I think the speeds are less broken up. They ran the 45 plus class ahead of this B class, so they're, you know, the riders in that class are varied. Some are really good, some are, you know, average. So some of us B guys are faster. So you kind of come up on people in that sense. But yeah, Aaron's rallying here. His Instagram is Dose Strokes. If you ever follow him on Instagram, he posts some cool content out in Salt Lake City, riding a bunch of cool canyons. He's all about the hard enduro, so it's fun getting out riding the race with him. And a super fun, not really, fast section. I really don't like to pin it, but I mean, you kind of just have to in these races and just get on it. Yeah, I guess you get back to your roots. In these later days, I've been more into like the slow trials, really technical hard stuff. Whereas, when I was a couple years ago, I did some enduro racing, timekeeping, and that sort of thing, and that was all about speed. So, kind of a little bit of throwback to that. But I prefer to just cruise and find kind of mentally challenging and physically challenging stuff rather than trying to die on going really fast. That was pretty cool. Kind of in some woods, a little bit of wetness from the SoCal desert. Nice to have the fly guys there telling us when there's a sharp corner, because it's definitely easy to blow corners out here. Until you're in these canyons where you're just on a Star Wars ride and all the bushes are buzzing right past you. So that guy was cool, let me pass onto the fire road. So this is a qualifying race. So what the deal is with that is they set you up, and I think they started the first couple guys based on series standings. So this is a part of the AMA Extreme Series. So me and Aaron and a couple other guys got to go in front of the B class because we're leading that series in the B. And your position here is based on, or the position you get in this race lets you set up for the next race, the main race. So if you get first here, you get to go first in that race. And it's actually kind of cool because it's not based on class. If you get 20th here based on your time, you get to start 20th in the next race, even if you're a B rider. So some A riders will go behind you. So this really helps in straightening out some of the bottlenecks and making it more fair for the guys that are faster in this type of terrain. But I mean, to be honest, this whole qualifier was a super fast-paced thing. There wasn't a lot of extreme situations in it, so I feel like it's more favorable to the fast guys until we get to this section. Well, not this section, this is a little downhill log, but until you get to here. So hello, Bottleneck Central.
That's so bad.
I just gonna break my bike.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin it before tomorrow.
The guy said he doesn't want to break his bike. Classic. So yeah, we have two big logs, and then mud, and a bunch of little logs, and they're just greased from the. I don't know what position I started in. I think I was 20th, so maybe there's. No, I think I was 40th. I don't know. But these logs are greased from all the pros and A's and 45 plus guys going. There's 110 riders total, so we're probably mid-pack here. So here I am trying to set up to get over this radiator height log. I'm trying to do a static zap. You can see it's just not working. There's just not enough hookup. Can't back up far enough, so I'm just gonna drag her over. Got the Trailbound lifter strap on there, and that works perfect for these situations. You just grab that handle and slide her over, get that back end around. Got my buddy Drew from my town, and he's in that yellow gear. He's going sideways, working the pivot turn, and that's kind of the technique I think I'm going to be using in this situation if I ever get if there any space ever opens up. you can see it's just kind of a shit show here. But see, when you're straight over the logs, the tires just spin and you just can't get traction. So that's why I'm going with this pivot turn technique, and you see it kind of worked right there. You can kind of get a little bit of traction in the mud. You're going to compress those forks, give it a lot of gas, load that flywheel, pop the clutch, pull up, put your foot on the log, and pivot that sucker over. So it's a lot of things, but I think pivot turns over logs are they're one of my first favorite technical thing that I learned. They're pretty easy to learn, but they're pretty fun. See, that one didn't quite work because that guy along the barrier was just too close for me to give it a full zap, unfortunately, but I gave it my best shot. At this point, I am probably covered in mud. My bike's covered in mud, my grip's covered in mud. Gave me the thumbs up. Glad he's not mad that I'm sticking my front wheel right in his face. I'm trying not to hit him. I'm holding it back, and it's kind of taking a lot of energy to hold it balanced here, but yeah, we're just trying to weasel our way through this. Sorry about that GoPro. We'll get it cleaned up here pretty shortly, I think. You can see my bike is just sideways. I'm just dragging it over now at this point. So now we're through all the logs, into some rocks. This is more what I'm into. I'm not sure what my buddy Drew's doing right there. It looks like, I don't know where he's going. He might have looped it into those rocks. I'm just gonna sneak by on the side. This left line's looking pretty good. Crossing over to the right. We got a pile up going on, but I think it's worth the wait because those boulders on the left have some pretty big holes, pretty large. You can see I'm popping over the rocks, just trying to jump over them and kind of clear them and get that back tire from catching. And my grips are just covered in mud at this point. Throttle's super sandy and gross. Clutch is the same. Here I am, I'm trying to get my front tire on a good rock. Kind of popping over to another rock. This is where the trials comes in handy, like jumping from rock to rock. It gives you some confidence there. And I'm resetting my bike because I know how the wheel needs to be to get traction. So I'm just gonna get that tire up onto the rock. And as you can see now, I can just ride over those because I got a good line. I didn't try to struggle and spin my tire. I just picked the wheel up and got it reset. And here, this line, same thing, front tire gets stuck in there. I'm not gonna waste energy. I'm getting off the bike, gonna pop it up and just walk the bike over until I can get situated and get back onto a good line. So now, thankfully, we're through it, and I think we're getting pretty close to the end here. They're jumping us back onto the track. A couple jumps that I'm not gonna send. I'm not really a track guy. Don't want to chance it. Oh yeah, here's the tire bridge. This is ridiculous. No one likes this. This is just dumb. You get your head stuck in it. That was over the teeter-totter. Sorry about the mud, but we're just caked. And man, after this race, everyone just went over to the pressure washers that they had, and I'm so thankful that they had pressure washers set up because we were just so covered in mud. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We are gonna do another edit of The Last Dog Standing 2. That's the second race, and then Last Dog Standing 3. So keep a lookout for those. They should get progressively harder. This particular qualifier was super easy, but we'll get you into some harder stuff here. Let's check out the next videos. See you on the trail.